Hi everyone, my name is Ehstemai. I'm a psychic reader and spiritual counselor, and I want to talk today about the number one way that you are sabotaging your current relationships. I deal with a lot of people from all walks of life that are having problems with a relationship, or maybe they've lost a relationship that was really good and they can't figure out what happened. Sometimes relationships end and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes you're actually sabotaging your own relationship. And the number one way that I see people do this is through expectations. All of us, from the time we're little, from the time we're very young, we have certain expectations about how a relationship will look. And these expectations are usually informed by early childhood experiences and cultural expectations and and then by our own personalities as well. Most of us grow up seeing one, maybe two types of romantic relationships, and so that's just what we expect. The problem is that we have these expectations and we aren't communicating them, to our partner. And then, of course, the big problem is that our partner has their own expectations. Most of the time, our partner has grown up in a culture, a family, or a community that may be very different from ours, which means that they have very, very different expectations. And as we grow, sometimes we discard expectations that we don't like, but maybe our partner is still operating under the normal culturally appropriate expectations. So basically, here's what an expectation is. An expectation is anything that makes you say should. They should pick up their laundry. They should put the toilet seat down. They should be monogamous. They should know that emotional infidelity is just as bad as physical infidelity. The problem comes in where we have people who are trying to express love to each other. And a lot of times they're expressing it on the basis of their own expectations. And their expectations may not be the same as yours. So for example, if you expect, maybe your expectation is if he really loves me, then he's not going to be interested in anyone except me. He's going to want to be monogamous with me. Maybe yes. Monogamous people, that is how they are. They find someone that they love and just naturally they default to monogamy. But not all people are monogamous and not all people have that expectation. So if you have a polyamorous person, they may love you more than anything. Doesn't mean that they're not still going to experience attraction and desire for other people. You know, we see this example a lot in heterosexual relationships because there is a very clear cultural narrative for how this works. And unfortunately, we haven't entirely, even though many of us have opted for different things, we still have a lot of the cultural holdover. So the idea is that the husband is the protector and provider. So he goes to work, he kills the spiders. If something goes bump in the night, he grabs the baseball bat and runs downstairs to see what it is and scare off the burglar, right? He's the protector and provider. And we have the idea that the woman, the wife, is a helper to her husband, that she's going to be submissive to her husband. We also have the idea that she's going to be the primary caregiver for the children and that she's going to cook, and she's going to clean, and she's going to do the laundry. So we have this very clear idea, and it's kind of embedded in our cultural consciousness in the United States. So we have a man and a woman who are dating. They get married. And the man assumes that the woman is going to want to have children. Maybe she doesn't. Or the man assumes that when his wife gets pregnant, she's going to become a stay-at-home mom. But they've never discussed it. Suddenly, she's pregnant, he expects her to stay home with the kids, and she's going, now where did this come from? Or alternatively, you could have a situation where the wife expects that she will be a stay-at-home mom when the kids are born, and the husband expects that she will continue earning a paycheck. And then you have 1,000 other situations and configurations. Whichever configuration you choose in your marriage or in your relationship, the most important piece is that you're talking about your expectations. You cannot expect them to know how you want to be loved or how you want to live. Just because that's what you're comfortable with, what you're familiar with, it doesn't mean that they're going to be familiar with the exact same things. So it requires having a lot of very uncomfortable conversations. And it requires really stopping to examine why you feel the way that you do. Is this legitimately something that you want? Or is it the result of cultural or social expectations that have been placed on you? Understanding our expectations and communicating those expectations clearly allows you and your partner to decide whether those expectations are applicable for your relationship, for your marriage, for your boyfriend and girlfriendship, or for your partnership. Some of the expectations that we are raised with are not going to fit. We are not in the 1950s anymore. Times change. Expectations change. So some of these expectations are not going to fit. Some of them are. But it is important to know that you cannot expect your partner to meet your expectations if they don't know what those expectations are. That's all for today. I'll see you guys later. If you have any questions, contact me at www.ehstemai.com or click below to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.